What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and today we are getting some very good news involving the Patriots offseason. Of course, as we all know, with this whole pandemic going around, sports as a whole, but more specifically the NFL, has been pretty shut down. We haven't really gotten the same offseason that we had in previous years. This is truly uncharted territory for everybody involved in the NFL. I mean, the NFL draft got messed up, free agency got messed up, and it has affected not just teams, but players, and players who might not even be on a team right now. They might be free agents. For example, somebody like Cam Newton or Jordan Reed, Delaney Walker, some of these guys who have some question marks involving their health and how are they going to be going forward because of age and whatnot and past history. This has affected them very much because they cannot be flown out for workouts or physicals or anything like that, which has definitely plagued some of these players from finding a home. By now, the Patriots would have started their offseason programs. They would have started their offseason workouts. They would have started their OTAs. Minicamp would have been right around the corner. Like, we would have been in minicamp within a few weeks. But sadly, because of this pandemic, we have had to have a virtual offseason this entire time, basically meaning that players are not able to go to the facility and work out as a team. Now, there is one rule here. If they are rehabbing, they are allowed to go to facilities. So somebody like Jason McCourty, he has actually been in the Gillette facility because he is rehabbing his groin injury. But players have not been able to get together. Stidham has been not able to work out or really communicate much, at least in person, with his receivers, his offensive line, essentially just all the other players surrounding New England offensively. The best that they've been able to do is have virtual meetings. How exactly that goes about, of course, we don't know, and there's no way Bill Belichick is going to let anybody disclose that information. But from the little bit of info that we have gotten, it sounds like what the Patriots are doing with their players is really just breaking down the plays. They're making sure that they're breaking down every last aspect to their playbook. Of course, this could be very, very beneficial. They're getting the mental aspect down, making sure everybody is clear on the same page, which again, it's going to be very beneficial. That is a very important part. But of course, the next step to this is being able to physically get it in their bodies and practice it out on the field. That's going to be a huge momentum boost and a huge part on, of course, the success of this team and the success for all 32 NFL teams for next season. Now, the Massachusetts governor, Charlie Baker, announced on Friday that pro sports teams can begin practicing at their own facilities starting June 6th. Now, I'm sure when you hear that, everybody is thinking, yo, Patriots Global, we got training camp back. I'm super hyped. I already got to start finding my outfit. I got to get ready to book my trip to Boston to watch the training camp. And, the Patriots are getting mini camp back. And while we are stepping into a good direction, that's not necessarily what it means. Lucky enough for the Patriots, Massachusetts is finally opening up and they're allowing their sports teams to begin practicing. But keep in mind, not every NFL team is in Massachusetts, and the NFL as a whole has to keep it fair for all teams. The NFL is not going to allow coaches or players to return to team facilities or begin their offseason practices until all of the organizations in the NFL are allowed to do so according to their state guidelines and regulations. And again, that just comes down to the NFL having to keep it fair. They don't want, let's say, a team like the Patriots to have time where their teams and their coaches can all get together and practice and whatnot. And then, let's say, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to wait another month to do so because the Patriots will be getting a whole month of practice versus another team. So it's all going to depend on, okay, when are other state regulations going to open it up? Even if 31 teams are able to start practicing and there's that one team that isn't, the NFL still will not allow it because all teams worldwide, according to state regulations, will have to be open. Before we hop on with more information, I do have to let you guys know that there is no shortage of action going on with our exclusive partners, BetOnlineag. Some of you might be NASCAR fans, and as you know, NASCAR is back, and BetOnline has hundreds of games, events, and sports that you can still get on despite the pandemic going around. I know that a lot of people here are fans of NFL and football, and guess what? You can bet on simulated NFL, NBA, and UFC, or even participate in a $10,000 Madden Bracket Challenge. Basically what that is a March Madness style NFL simulation tournament that you can enter 100% free. Casinos in Vegas might be closed, but luckily enough for you, BetOnline.ag is bringing that all to you from the comfort of your own home. If you're interested in this, visit the website or use your mobile device and join today to receive your new welcome bonus and check out all of the action. Guys, BetOnline, your online wagering solution. Now, with a little bit more of sad news on this brightened video, the NFL did extend its virtual offseason to June 12th this past Thursday. Depending on how things go with the pandemic and how things are going worldwide, it very well could again be extended to June 26th. So if all NFL teams are going to be permitted to reopen their facilities, then the coaches, Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels, Gerard Mayo, they could return as early as next week. Now, if all NFL teams are going to be permitted to be practicing by the end of the month, then the Patriots could be allowed to practice before June 27th. The thing to remember, though, is again, players are scattered all around the world. Teams are scattered all around the world. And that is going to be a big problem for how opening the NFL and how opening for team facilities and off-season programs are going to pan out. Now, because of that factor, it does seem pretty unlikely that the Patriots are going to be able to participate within the next few weeks, that they're going to be able to have, these OTAs and these mini camps, because from what is being reported, from the information I did on this, it is sounding like the Patriots won't really be able to take their practice field until about later July, kind of around the time that training camp is to occur. This is still very much up in the air. Again, with this pandemic, there's nothing that we can truly be for sure on because it is such an unpredictable thing, especially because at different points in the world, it is at kind of a different phase. Some places are still in the red zone. Some places are in the yellow zone. Some places are heading to green. It really just all depends. Luckily enough, though, our team in Boston, Massachusetts, they're going to be able to have their pro sports team to begin starting practice. So although the Patriots can't really navigate around that because of the way the NFL is trying to keep things fair for all teams this offseason, maybe there's something they can do where at least some of these players can kind of get together and do some things. Tom Brady already did this, so it's not like the NFL can stop them. The coaches and all of the players, they might not be able to get together, but maybe if Jared Stidham and let's say some of the other receivers, maybe Edelman, Jacoby Myers, Demir Bird, maybe they can get together and have some type of session as long as the whole team and the coaches are not going to Gillette, then I don't really see how the NFL is going to stop them. Guys, we are definitely stepping in the right direction to finally have things open up. It's slow, it's in different phases, it's at different points around the world, but at least we're finally getting somewhere. My honest thoughts and my honest hopes for this entire thing and my honest hopes for the Patriots offseason as we continue to work through this pandemic is going to be, look, I want to be there in training camp. I want to get the news. I want to be able to meet some of you guys and whatnot because I go down yearly. But if I can't, then I can't. I think the biggest thing that I want, and I think the biggest thing that we're all looking for, is we want some news on the team. We want some news on the new guys coming in, the free agents, the guys we drafted. And essentially, the only way that it's been proven that we get this news is when the media is able to come in during training camp and minicamp. I understand not being able to let the fans in because there's thousands on top of thousands of people coming in. You can't really separate that. But what we can do is you can let the media in and you can still very well separate the media 6 feet apart from each other. We want some pictures of the new guys. We want to see some pictures of Gillette Stadium working with these guys. We want to see pictures of Dalton Keene, Devin Asiasi, the entire 2020 draft class. And for the love of God, we want some news on Gillette Stadium and how he's performing offensively with these receivers and whatnot. Mini camp and training camp, when the media is able to go there and give some details to us fans, is very big and very important, and it really helps us navigate what the teams are going to look like heading into next season. But that is going to be it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on the NFL and the Patriots being one step closer to being able to get back to practice? Let me know what you're thinking in the comments section below. Like this video if you guys haven't already. It's a huge help to the channel just by giving a huge thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything, and again, helps the channel tremendously in the videos going forward. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. It would mean a lot to me, and like always, thank you guys so much for watching.